Hey, who is the better team, us or the Islanders?
Dude, it is 1 in the morning. I am way too exhausted for whatever insecurity bullcrap this is.
Just answer the question.
Why do you care?
You know why I care.
No, I really don't. Because if you had real cup aspirations, you would worry about how you match up with the elite of the league, not the frickin' Islanders. Only absolute losers look at the small picture and act like it defines them. Like the Leafs.
Shoot, that's actually really good advice. Is that how you managed to stay so motivated this year?
I wish. I don't have anyone to compare myself to.
Wow.
No, not like that. I have to look back like 50 years to find comparisons. We are first, second, or third in basically every stat the NHL has invented at this point. It's not bragging, that's just fact.
Well, I mean, that's gotta count for something, right?
God, I hope so. Because if we don't win the cup this year, I'm afraid that we're going to go full Vancouver 2011.
You're gonna burn down your city?
We'll burn down the country.
And Toronto.
Well, yeah, and obviously Toronto. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team, that is a dub and a dub. Thank you for coming back. I missed a game. I missed one. We're going to talk a little bit about it. We're not going to do the full breakdown because it doesn't make sense to, because it's already been a couple days, or I guess a day. But the most important thing is Tiffany's surgery, absolute success. But the recovery process has a lot of bleeding from the face, which sounds worse than it is. But yesterday was absolutely a no-go. I basically had to be by her side the whole time. And, I mean, zero sleep last night. Just tough day at work today. Blurry-eyed for half this game. It was great. It was great. I am high on life right now, because the Bruins just keep winning. You're having a bad week, the Bruins got you. If no one's got me, I know the Bruins, they got me. They got me. They got you. Unless you were a fan of an opposing team here to just see what all the fuss is about, then they got you, but in a much different sense. Much different sense. What a great couple of days. And what a gutsy performance by the boys, especially against this Rangers team, who I think is a better team than the Islanders. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who share that sentiment. I'm impressed by both these games, because neither of these games really became, concerning in any way, shape, or form. In fact, they just really reapplied the confidence that we already had. They kept telling us, hey, we beat good teams. Like, that's what we do. Do we beat bad teams? Fuck yeah, we do. Do we beat good teams? Yeah, we do. We beat all the teams. We have 9 losses through 45 games. God, trying to stay humble, but it's real hard to do right now. Real hard. Here's how you stay humble. Here's a good tip. We're not on the ice. That'll do it. That'll do it. But our support gets them the win, so I'm going to believe that too. Let's talk about this Islanders game a little bit first, just glossing over a few things. First of all, the Islanders' offense is pretty inept. Not inept. That's not fair. They're not great, though. But their defense, as usual, is a top 10 defense. Penalty kill, as usual, is a top 10 penalty kill. And Sorokin is right there in the Vezina race with Olmark. Here's the weird thing. So they're 4-4-2 in their last 10 going into that game yesterday. They start Varlamov. You see the Boston Bruins of the schedule. Why do you start your backup? You're already running Sorokin into the ground. Like, you couldn't find a different game to have Varlamov start? Look, I'm not trying to be like, we're so great, woo! We are. But isn't that kind of an intentional, like, hey, here's the hottest team in the league that is kicking the crap out of everyone. Let's not ice our best possible team. That feels like you're intentionally trying to lose. And I know it doesn't always work out that way, obviously, but it's a weird decision to me. I don't get it. I really don't get it. That's like if the Toronto game we had Swayman starting. That wouldn't make a ton of sense, even though Swayman's been really good lately. You want to have your best guy against a team, especially a team that you think you might face in the playoffs. Set a statement. Here's the good news for Islanders fans. I figured out the problem. I know what the problem with your team is. You simply lack enough oomph per 60. That's it. You fix that, you fix the whole team. I have no idea how to fix that, but the vibes are bad on the island. It really feels like you watch that game. First of all, here's my big, this is going to be more of a talk about the game than an actual breakdown, like moment by moment. In the first period, we allowed 4 of basically an identical play. Islanders get deep, turn around, throw it to the high slot, a guy's wide open and hammers this in on Ullmark. Now, the 4th time, it actually worked, and Parise scored. All right, they got a goal, 1-0. They start up on us. Good for them. The whole time, I'm just going, just stop them from doing that one thing. And you know what? In the second period, we did. We just started closing the lanes for these quick passes back up because they weren't even looking to shoot on the entrances half the time. So we just closed the lanes. And what happened? They just couldn't score after that. And I'm not saying Ullmark had nothing to do with it because he certainly did. I thought the Islanders played a hell of a game and probably deserved more goals than one in my book. But we closed up the main thing they kept trying to do, and they kept trying to do it. And it's even funnier because our second goal was basically the same thing. Take the zone, whip it back up, hammer the shot on net, and ba-boom, it goes in. I mean, this one, Zacha ended up getting it high on the glove, and it flipped behind Varlamov, and then I don't even remember who jumped in and pushed us in. Oh, Krejci and Forbort dove for it. Forbort technically got the goal. I wasn't sure who touched it last, but Forbort was credited. So fine. That was basically their offense. Get in the zone deep, throw it up to the point or to the high slot, throw it on net, hope for a deflection, good rebound, whatever. That's not going to beat the Bruins this year. It simply won't. You have to do more than that. I can't tell you how many teams have been doing this, like, cycle, shoot, don't actually get inside on them. It's not going to beat this team. Not consistently, at least. You would just need to get really lucky. And in a 7-game series, you really don't want to count on luck. This team, the Bruins, allow fast breaks, allow fast transitions, and if they turn it over in their own zone, they're fucked because everyone's already moving forward. Those are the things. Hard forechecking. That, create those turnovers. That beats the Bruins. If you have those quick transitions, fly the zone immediately as soon as you force a turnover in the offensive zone. Look for cherry pickers. Like, you have to send guys up ice quickly and make a play on the net that isn't just wait till my guys get in here. Because once the Bruins set up defensively, it is so incredibly hard to beat them outside of a puck that has eyes and goes through a massive screen or a really good deflection for you guys. Like, look at the Rangers game. It's the same thing with the Rangers game, which we'll talk about. The game was never close. After our second goal, it just felt like it was over because it felt like the Islanders could not score. And Ullmark continued to be his absolute special self. There was some concerning moments. Obviously, Bergeron took a puck up high, and that was super concerning because although he didn't miss a shift, you wondered if he broke his schnoz again. God, that guy is really handsome for a guy who breaks his face all the time. Does anyone get hit in the face as often as Patrice Bergeron and is still the best-looking dude on the planet? Yeah, I said the planet. I mean it. Weird. I think that's weird. Big shout-out to the special teams in that Islanders game, particularly the penalty kill, which went 6 for 6. Again, it's not like their power play is all that great, but 6 for 6 is nothing to scoff at. The top line was great with Smith. I still don't like it. I still am sick of seeing it, but Smith has been getting better and better up there, so that's good. That's a good thing for the team. I'm just really excited for DeBrus to get back eventually. The Czech line, the Zacha, Krejci, Pasternak line, continues to get outplayed analytically, continues to give up more offensively than they create, but because they're so talented in the offensive zone, they continue to score goals at a higher rate than the opposition is, just because they take advantage of their chances better. Shooting talent. It matters. Anyway, that is a 4-1 crap kicking that wasn't a crap kicking. It was a lot closer than the score, showed. But when your goalie is on fire like that and the defense is doing such a great job snuffing out second chances, I don't care if you are creating a chance here or there, because, you're not gonna win based off of that if the defense or the goaltending is good and you can't create anything really special. It's just not a scary team until they can figure out how to move the puck a little more and how to get defenses off balance. But let's talk about tonight's game, because that's the one that was really the bigger of the two, right? The Rangers are turning it on. They're 6-2-2 in their last 10. 5-2 win over them in November. These are two very different teams at this point, except for the Bruins aren't different because they've continued to do exactly what they were doing to start the season, and the Rangers are now actually winning a lot more than they started the season with. Shesterkin is how you say the name, having a good season. A .918 save percentage and a 2.43 goals allowed average. He's been really, really good. Not quite his world beater pace from last year, but you can't do that every single year. It's hockey. That's not how it works. But obviously he is still just an incredible goalie. All-star level goalie. I believe he was just named the All-Star team once again. Honestly, the biggest difference between last year's Rangers and this year's Rangers is last year, Shesterkin's going supernova, and their power play was awesome. Now, they have a middle-of-the-pack power play, and, by no coincidence, their offense is suddenly a middle-of-the-pack offense. I believe those correlate very strongly for them. But their defense is still top 5 in the league. Adam Fox can turn nothing into something at the drop of a pin. Scary, scary player, and Panarin continues to just scare the crap out of me. You were watching that game, especially before the score started to spread out a little bit, and you knew these guys were capable of putting the puck in the net. They have a ton of talent, a ton of individual talent specifically. Guys that can just beat you. Really, really fun team to watch, a scary team to play. Really scary team to play. On our side, Swayman starts. The only change in the roster, something I didn't mention for the Islanders game, is Koppinen. I hate that name. I don't know why my brain can't do it, but Koppinen. He started in the Islanders game as 4C. Nosek is back in this one as 4C. Nosek looked banged up again in this one, which we're going to have a couple injuries we're going to talk about, unfortunately. This is a second night of a back-to-back on the road. And although on the road is only in New York for this one, this was another one of those you circle on the schedule and go, all right, we're not going to overreact to this game, right? It's a back-to-back against a really good team, a particularly great goaltending team. You don't hold too much stock in those if you guys lose. Even if you get pumped, you're kind of like, yeah, I get it. I mean, you get pumped for 4-1 or something like that, you walk away from that going, all right, well, it happens on back-to-backs. But that didn't happen. And you know what else? I was looking at this and I tweeted it out, but not all of you follow me on Twitter. Also, there's the Discord. Also, there's a Patreon, which I really have to do more for the Patreon. So if you're not signing up for that yet, I get it. I want to do more for that, and I apologize. I got to find time. Before this game started, and I don't think this changed anything, we officially have the best offense in the league and the best defense in the league in terms of goals for per game and goals allowed per game. We also have the best goaltending tandem, particularly after the game as well, because now Swayman is top 15 in save percentage, top 5 in goals allowed average. Olmark is number 1 in both of those stats. That's pretty dang good. And we have the best penalty kill. Now, we need this because the power play has been abysmal compared to the rest because they're third in the league. This team is really good. Really good. I want this to last forever. I'm living in the moment. I'm trying to live in the moment so bad. I don't want to think about trade deadline yet, but I have to start thinking about it. I don't want to think about the playoffs at all, and I refuse to because I know anything can happen in the playoffs. I want to enjoy what's happening right now. We'll get there when we get there. But the puck drops in 1:30 in. I should make shirts because this team has a mantra, and that's no easy clears. We earned every inch of ice that we got tonight. Every inch was earned, which is something you don't see on back-to-backs too often. Boys empty in the tank. They have off till Sunday. They get it. We start hot. And it's a check line that's just hemming them into their zone. They had 3 different chances to clear this, and we would not allow it. It's multiple pinches, particularly by Grizzly. God, did he have a game. Keep this play alive. Honestly, everyone on the ice deserves some sort of praise or props for this goal. But the play really comes together after another keep-in by Grizz. Pasta ends up getting it. It gets punched away from him. Krejci is on the blue line coming across the center of the blue line, right? He's in the zone. He's just skating parallel to it. And it looks like he's getting closed in on, and it's going to get punched out. Plays over. What he decides to do instead, as the defender's coming, he chucks it forward off the wall, catches up to it, grabs it, flings it on the net. And before it gets there, Zacha is gliding through the slot untouched, unfazed, because it really looked like this play was over, and this is a perfect tip. Zacha's playing like he's on feathers right now. He has been so comfortable lately, and you love to see that, considering you just signed him to a 4-year deal, 4-year extension. Tips the puck, blocker side, high blocker, beats Shesterkin cleanly, and we're 1-0, and we're $1.30 into the game. You love to see it. You love to see it. And honestly, I think that was Zacha's only shot of the game, something like that. I don't think Pasta had a shot on goal. Like, the check line wasn't great tonight. But that talent just comes through on plays. 5:30 in. It looks like Freddie and Coyle are going to double our lead. It's a wide open net. Shesty's down, sprawling. Adam Fox is in the net. Puck's bouncing around, and we just can't push it through a sea of legs. And that was one of 2 moments in the first where you went, ooh, we might regret that. We might regret it. 5:52 left in the period. Kreider's going to go for holding. A lot of calls in this one. We're going to go to the power play. 1:42 left of the power play. Mac gets behind the D. Fox dives at Mac's legs. He falls over. Not a ton of contact on the legs, but if you're going to dive and you're going to get him in the leg at all, they're going to call that every time. So we're going to get a 5v3 for 1:42. Nothing on it. And it's not like it was the worst 5-on-3. There were some bad turnovers by Pasta during it. There were some chances there. Bergeron missed a spot that he usually doesn't miss. That high bumper, that slot shot, great pass. It just goes high and wide. Brutal. But we don't score on it or on the 5-on-4 after for the next 18 seconds. And Swayman, directly after that 5-on-4 expires, has to make a huge glove save on Kreider, I believe, to make sure we don't feel pain immediately after that. 47 seconds left of the period. A dumb penalty by Smith. Unnecessarily cross-checks a Ranger in the back, in the neutral zone. Light, sure, but that's a call. We're going to go on the penalty kill with 47 seconds left. 1-0 is going to be your final of the first period. We're going to start the second with almost 115-ish of penalty kill time. The first period you looked at, you're up 1 goal. You thought you had a really good period. You're glad that they didn't score at the end there on that some of that power play. But you really look at a lot of missed opportunities to extend that lead, and then you calm yourself down because it's the Bruins. And this year, the Bruins, all right, yeah, they didn't take advantage of the first chance to extend the lead, but we just have not been giving up that next goal very often. We really haven't. We build on leads very well. I can't believe I'm talking about this. I just feel like this is such a different team. I don't feel like I've watched a team like this in 5 or 6 years, at least. Just a whole different feeling. Anyway, we're starting the second. Minute 15, minute 20 of penalty kill. Kill it. Of course we do. 2:14 in. Carlo blocks a shot and limps all the way back. Hell of a long way back. He had to walk like through the crowd and, walks all the way back to the room. We did not see him again, although there was a report saying he is unlikely to return early in the third period. I like the verbiage there. Unlikely to return means, well, maybe he can use it. I'm sure they're getting x-rays and such done tonight or tomorrow. That would be a huge loss. We'll talk about it. 4:32 in. Swayman's standing tall early in the period. There's a big push by the Rangers early on. And then we start to put a couple shifts together. A couple zone entries, get a couple pucks on the net. And the Rangers keep bending but not breaking, pushing it right back out. But we keep swarming. And the first line, well, they're going to actually make something stick. They re-enter the zone. Marchand takes the left wall. And this is a simple, smart play that we've talked about a dozen times. Smith comes in with Marchand, goes directly to the front of the net. It drags 2 defenders low. There was a back-checking forward who should have made this much harder than it was. Marchand as Bergeron, who stayed high, trailed behind, coming in from that right side into the slot, passes it to Bergie. Bergie collects and then unloads high blocker 2-0. The back check could have prevented that. The Rangers back check should have been there. There should have been a forward coming in, seeing Bergeron coming into the slot and going, well, I gotta get a stick on him. Why do you leave these guys wide open? Those kind of mental moments, those mental lapses are what kill teams when you're playing a talented squad. If we start doing that a lot, like if this season ends early, and early means anything outside of a cup because of what we've put together, obviously, the expectations are there. It will be because we're having mental lapses that allow guys to get in prime scoring positions and there's no sticks on them. Like, those are the biggest mistakes that you can make against a team that makes you pay for them. Every team we've played, I'm ranting, but every team we've played, every article I've read from that team's beat writer has always been the same thing. No shame in losing to the Bruins, sure. And if you make mistakes, they make you pay. That's what good teams do. Tampa made a living off of it over the last 3 seasons. They just made sure that they made you pay for your mistakes, and then they had Vasilevsky and Hedman and whoever else, McDonough, they had other guys back there to help minimize any mistakes that they made. But they capitalized on yours. Always so timely. Game 7s, they won them. That is what makes teams so good. And all year, teams have been saying, well, they just capitalize on your mistakes. That's the goal! I love to hear it. This is me excited. I'm not angry. I don't know why I sound angry. Maybe I'm just a little tired. I'm a little cranky. But that is the goal. Make them pay for their mistakes so they look back at that game going, oh, man, we should have been so much better. And you can kind of chuckle walking away going, you could have been, but you weren't. I guess what I'm really saying is I think I'm getting sick of people talking about, well, you won because of this, you won because of that. We've won 35 out of 44 games. That's wrong. 36 out of 45 games. Yeah. We're not winning because of the other team screwing up every time. We're winning because we capitalize on mistakes that every team is going to make throughout a game. We made mistakes defensively tonight. You know who didn't capitalize? The Rangers. Also, big props to Swayman because he covered up for a lot of that stuff. I don't know what point I'm trying to make, and maybe I'm just rambling at this point. 7 minutes left. A long breakaway for Panarin. After a bad turnover in the offensive zone, goes the other way. Sway stones him 5-hole. What a massive save. Game completely changes there. If that turns into a 2-1 game right there, Rangers getting more life, whew, that gets a lot more difficult. With a minute-ish left, a little over a minute left, boneheaded play by Clifton, who smacks a puck out of the slot in our defensive zone over the glass. I don't want to harp on it too much because, hey, you got to get it out of the slot, but he clubbed this thing. Just took it out. So again, we're ending the period on the penalty kill, and again, we're killing it off. Starting the third, 18 seconds on the penalty kill. Kill it 10 seconds after it is killed. It's a bad turnover by the Rangers in our defensive zone. Just a deflected pass that I don't even know what they were really trying to do here. But Marchand gets to receive this deflected pass as he's skating into the neutral zone. Clifton is going to be his support on the right side. Nice little saucer pass to Clifton, who's going to collect high in that offensive zone, go all the way in on Shesty, and just high glove, roof it on him. 3-0. Is the game over there? No, this Rangers team is capable, absolutely capable of coming back from that. But you looked over at Swayman and went, I don't think he's letting in 4 goals tonight. You just look, and I think that's what the team does too. They look at Ullmark, look at Swayman, you're midway, 2/3 through a game, in the third period, whatever. And you look back at the goalie and you got a lead up there, a 2 or 3 goal lead, you go, are they really letting in enough goals for us to even lose this thing? Now the defense plays like shit, you never know, but it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. 48 seconds in, Lindholm's tripped by Trouba. Weak call. Weak call. I didn't like this call, but we're going to go to the power play. We do not do anything with it. Shortly after that, about 4.5 minutes in, Lafreniere is going to go for hooking. Another power play for us. Another, Nothing happening. 1:10 left of the power play. Bergeron's going to go for interference. This was a good call, I thought. He tried to, you try to guide players off the puck line a little bit, and you take it a little too far, and then I was like, sorry, buddy. So for the third game in a row, Bergeron takes a penalty. Weird. Really weird. Maybe this is the cliff, right? Kidding. So we're going to go 4-on-4 for $1.10, then 50 seconds of PK. We worked through it just fine. 4:23 left. Really the big sad moment. Harper, I think that's how you say his name. I have no idea who this human being is. From the left point, a nothing shot. They're crashing down on us. They're trying to get something through. But this is a nothing shot, and it finds its way through a screen and nails as top corner gets on Sway's glove side. Fine, whatever. 3-1. We'll take it, and that is your final score. Game notes. Gutsy performance on the back-to-back, and to really not dominate that game, but you took it over. You were the better team throughout. You had better goaltending, though, as well. Just top to bottom, you're just really impressed. When Carlo goes down, McAvoy and Lindholm, each with over 23 minutes, just worked their ass off on a back-to-back. That final shift, they had like 3 minutes straight out there. Just, the team puts it together, man. They just put it together. They fight throughout the whole game. That was a complete performance. It wasn't perfect. There were times where the Rangers were playing better than us for short pockets. But you want to talk about a full 60, I think you could consider that one a pretty damn good full 60. And the top 9, yeah, the fourth line, like, they're not meant to score a lot of goals, so I don't really know how to judge them right now with how this team's constructed. They're not allowing goals. That's good enough for me. The top 9's ferocious. Ferocious. And I'm starting to look at Freddie, who was relatively quiet this game, but on shifts where he does get in the offensive zone, because he doesn't get to start a lot there, on shifts where he's in the offensive zone, I'm starting to think his ceiling is getting a little bit higher. Is this a top 6 guy? I don't know. I'm really, really not there. But his ceiling is, hey, can this guy be a top 9 guy on a championship team? Right? That's the conversation we should be having right now. And if the answer is yes, I mean, you extend that guy for the right price. He's an RFA at the end of the season. Probably a 1-year arbitration thing as we're trying to figure it out, but you keep that guy around right now, and that's a big move for me from, hey, get this guy off my team. I predicted he'd be traded by the deadline. I still think that's a real possibility, but he's certainly a guy that you don't want to lose. Don't want to lose. Speaking of, Carlo. If this is a long-term injury, that's a huge bummer. That is a huge loss. I know people get frustrated with Carlo. I get it. But if you don't think he's a legitimate defenseman, a shutdown defenseman, I feel like we're watching 2 different games. That guy is an excellent defender. He shuts down top lines. He really does. And his mistakes are massive when they happen. And I get you on that. But he has some real consistency where he's very quiet. You don't see him at all because he simply takes the puck away, moves the puck off the stick, gets the puck out of the zone, boom. We're done. That's his job. He talks about wanting to add more offense to his game. That's fine. That's dandy. Great. Buddy, as long as you're still shutting down top guys, I don't give a shit. We have Grizz. We have McAvoy. We have Lindholm. Fuck, we got Clifton for that. For Morton Carlo, shut people down. That's what I want from you. That's a massive loss if he's out for a while. It'll be really interesting to see what kind of news we get over the next couple days for him. All right, guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for everyone who reached out about Tiffany's surgery. I really appreciate that. She really appreciates that. Just a little bit of a recovery. It's not fun, a lot of pain, all that, but it's worth it, we think, so that her head gets a little cleared up. She used to get really bad migraines and all sorts of crazy stuff. Human body's crazy, man. It's crazy. But we do appreciate all the well wishes, and I appreciate your patience with videos coming out. Like a lot of you said, and I totally agree with that, some things are a lot bigger than hockey, and that's obviously one of them. But I appreciate all the support. I really do. Go Bees. Go Bees!